Now, hey, this is Brett Borkin with California Title Company, and today I have Bill Thomas, who is our Vice President, LA Manager, and Advisor Title Officer for California Title Company. So, Bill, I do this series of videos, information stuff, and one of the things I want to talk to you about was statement of facts. So, the first question I have for you. When a title order is open, it seems like it's unwrapping a present. Except instead of a shiny new toy, we find tax liens and other liens. How does California Title Company handle these surprises?
Okay, well, that's a good question. And first off, let me thank you for letting me join you on this podcast. I appreciate that. But when we open the report and we start doing the title search, we have three search engines that we deal with. We deal with one, the property index search, two, the general index search, and then the third one is the property tax search. So, the property tax search is real easy. We go and we run it, and we run whatever shows up on the property taxes. That's presented by the tax collector or tax assessor. Then we get into the property index, and that's actually everything that's recorded against the property. And so that's kind of easy too. You just kind of have the legal descriptions recorded and everything that shows up. We go through it, sift through it, and see what still stands and what doesn't stand at that point. Right. The one that's really kind of a task is the general index. So that's liens that show up against the individual that can actually attach to the property and complicate the sale of a property. And that's federal tax liens, state tax liens, bankruptcies, judgments, child support liens, etc. Yeah. So what happens here is that if you have a name like Brett Borkin, kind of simple, you're going to say, hey, that's an uncommon name. That's going to be Brett Borkin. It's going to be yours. Simple. Yeah. Well, hey, as compared to my name, Bill Thomas, 3,000 records show up in LA County. It's like, well, hey, which Bill Thomas is it? But that's how we started, how we start the search and how we handle it. And at that point, that's when we now ask for a statement of facts or a statement of information, to be presented to us by the individual ownerships.
And so what is exactly a statement of facts? I mean, it's a document, right?
Yeah, it's a document. It's a document that we ask for the sellers, buyers, borrowers to fill out for us. And it's kind of intrusive, I'm going to say that, but we have to be able to determine which Bill Thomas is actually, or which lien that affects Bill Thomas actually affects the Bill Thomas that's selling the property. And the only way we could do that is we're going to ask on that document is like things like your we're going to ask for your social security number, because that's sometimes how they identify a lien. They're going to ask for a driver's license number. Maybe your birth date, the lien will get posted that way, or maybe even an address that you lived at previously. These liens are good for at least 10 years, so we're going to go back about 10 years. Right. In addition to, we're going to ask you, what about businesses that you've actually owned, because they could come up with something like Bill Thomas doing Pizza by Bill or some sort like that.
Sure.
So we're going to ask those things. And then in addition, we're going to ask if you've been married before, have you been divorced, because a child support judgment might be filed by, your spouse, and we can't determine that without knowing that you had been divorced or not. And it's not intentional for us to be intrusive, but that's the only way we're going to be able to determine these liens are not you, and then we don't, accidentally put them into the actual report and say this, oh yeah, hey, this is your lien, and etc.
Well, those are one of the things that definitely can delay a transaction, right? Is getting a statement of information in from the seller late. What are certain things that a agent can do to help facilitate the owner to fill out a statement of information? I know we include them in the back of our prelims, but what do you think? Do you have any suggestions on what a seller could do to help facilitate, or what an agent could help facilitate it? Sorry.
Well, I think realistically, the agent needs to be real proactive in understanding that 90% of the time we get the statement of identity at the very last, moment. And that's sometimes not feasible, because then all of a sudden we pick up a lien at the 11th hour of the closing. So I think it'd be in everybody's best interest to get that seller to fill out the statement of identity as soon as possible. I know that escrow sends it out in the opening package immediately. So you know, and the car contract also asked for it to be presented to us within 7 days of the escrow being open.
Right. Well, you know, as I mentioned, Bill and I have been working together for so long, and there's so many times where I hate seeing my phone ring like at 6:30 on a Thursday night from our office, because I know what that means. I know we just got a statement of information in, we cleared it, we found a lien against something that we're not gonna be able to close that next day on Friday. So it can be an issue for sure. So the statement of information is sort of the superhero in our package, right? And not filling it out is the villain, because then we're gonna blow up the whole deal if we don't have it, or it can. Agents, I hope you realize how important the statement of information and statement of facts is to your transactions. We're not just asking, and we're not calling you the night before close just because we want to be, difficult. These are really important because we do find liens like a $10 million lien at times. I thank Bill Thomas for his time. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. Our Bill Thomas will put Bill's information and my information below in this video. So thank you very much, Bill. And have a
Thanks
great
for
day.
having me.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. I mean, good seeing you.
You too.